Imagine a time, not measured in centuries, not even in millennia, but in tens of thousands of years, a time when kings reigned for lifetimes longer than entire civilizations, a time when gods themselves walked the earth as rulers of mankind. Is this myth or a forgotten chapter of human history? Welcome to Fabelon Stories, where we explore the hidden stories of ancient civilizations, forbidden histories, and mysteries that challenge what we think we know about the past. Today, we journey into one of the most puzzling records in archaeology, the Sumerian King List, an ancient document that claims gods ruled Earth for 241,200 years before the Great Flood reshaped the world. The story begins in the early 20th century, when archaeologists uncovered a clay prism now called the Weld-Blundell prism. Covered in cuneiform writing, this artifact is about the size of a brick. Yet, what it holds inside is a story spanning from the dawn of humanity to the rise of kings we can confirm in history. The King List isn't just one artifact. Versions of it were found in cities like Nippur, Larsa, and Babylon, each copy telling nearly the same tale. This suggests it wasn't a local legend, but a widely accepted record in the ancient Sumerian world. And what it records is astonishing. The King List begins with the words, "After the kingship descended from heaven." The kingship was in Eridu. This opening line already reveals its worldview. Kingship wasn't a human invention, but a divine gift sent down from the gods. The first ruler, Alulim of Eridu, is said to have reigned for 28,800 years. His successor, Alalgar, ruled for 36,000 years. And so it continues, with 8 rulers governing for a combined total of 241,200 years. These numbers are staggering. Entire empires have risen and fallen in less than 1,000 years. Yet here the Sumerians claimed individual kings ruled for tens of thousands. Were these symbolic numbers? Were they mistranslations, or were these rulers something other than human? The King List then makes a dramatic shift. Then the flood swept over. Suddenly, after the Great Deluge, the reigns of kings shrink to lifespans we recognize, from thousands of years to hundreds, and eventually down to decades. This mirrors stories from across the world. The Bible speaks of Noah's flood. Ancient Mesopotamian myths describe Ziusudra or Utnapishtim, flood heroes strikingly similar to Noah. In Hindu tradition, Manu survives a cosmic flood. In each case, humanity's world is reset. The King List captures this turning point, from godlike rulers to mortal kings, from myth to history. Among the later kings is a name that bridges the worlds of legend and archaeology, Gilgamesh of Uruk. He is immortalized in the Epic of Gilgamesh, a story of gods, monsters, and the search for eternal life. But unlike Alulim or Alalgar, scholars can trace Gilgamesh to the early dynastic period around 2800 BCE. Archaeological records from Uruk confirm rulers with similar names. This raises the question, if Gilgamesh, once thought only myth, turned out to be real, what about the earlier kings? Could they also be based on forgotten figures, rulers whose reigns became exaggerated over time? Or were they truly something beyond human? Were they gods, symbols, or something else? Historians often explain the long reigns as symbolic. Perhaps the numbers weren't meant to be literal, but expressed the greatness of the kings, or the cosmic cycles they represented. But other researchers, especially those open to alternative theories, see something more. Could these rulers have been a race of gods, demigods, or extraterrestrial beings with lifespans far longer than humans today? The Sumerians themselves never doubted it. To them, these kings were divine, their authority descending from the heavens. Cross-cultural connections. What makes this mystery even deeper is that other civilizations echo the same story. In the book of Genesis, the patriarchs before the flood, Adam, Methuselah, Noah, lived for centuries, even nearly 1,000 years. After the flood, lifespans rapidly decline. In Egyptian mythology, gods like Osiris and Horus ruled before the pharaohs, governing Egypt for thousands of years. In Greek tradition, the Golden Age was ruled directly by immortal beings. In Hindu cosmology, entire Yugas span hundreds of thousands of years, with divine rulers presiding over them. The parallels are uncanny. It's as if across cultures, humanity remembers a time when gods walked among us, before a great catastrophe changed everything. Extraterrestrial theories. This is where the ancient astronaut theory enters the story. Writers like Zecharia Sitchin proposed that the Sumerian gods, the Anunnaki, were not mythical beings but advanced visitors from another world. Their long lifespans, advanced knowledge, and sudden disappearance from history fit the pattern of beings not bound by human limits. If true, the Sumerian King List may not be myth at all, but a record of their presence on Earth. Of course, mainstream scholars reject this idea, but the persistence of these stories across time and geography keeps the question alive. What if we are remembering contact with something greater than ourselves? Even without extraterrestrials, the King List points to something profound. A memory of lost ages. Could there have been advanced civilizations before the ones we know? Erased by floods, earthquakes, or cosmic events? Plato spoke of Atlantis, a world lost beneath the sea. The Egyptians told him their civilization was but a remnant of far older kingdoms. The King List might preserve a piece of this forgotten history. The long rains, the sudden flood, the survival of a chosen few. These could be echoes of real events, blurred through the lens of myth. The Sumerian King List remains one of the most mysterious documents ever discovered. Is it a myth, a metaphor, or a record of gods who once ruled mankind? Did the flood mark the end of a golden age, or the wiping clean of humanity's memory? What we do know is this: the line between legend and history is far thinner than we think. Gilgamesh proves that. And if one legend can be real, how many others still lie hidden, waiting to be uncovered? After the kingship descended from heaven, it was in Eridu. These words, carved into clay over 4,000 years ago, still challenge us today. If you found this journey into the forgotten past fascinating, don't stop here. Ancient mysteries are everywhere, and together we'll keep uncovering them. Subscribe to Fabelon Stories for more deep dives into forbidden history, lost civilizations, and the secrets of humanity's past. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It helps the channel grow. And tell me in the comments, do you think the Sumerian King List is myth, exaggeration, or evidence of gods and lost civilizations? If you found this journey into the forgotten past fascinating, don't stop here. Ancient mysteries are everywhere, and together we'll keep uncovering them. Subscribe to Fabelon Stories for more deep dives into forbidden history, lost civilizations, and the secrets of humanity's past. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It helps the channel grow. And tell me in the comments, do you think the Sumerian King List is myth, exaggeration, or evidence of gods and lost civilizations?